My nephew is right here. Kwa hivyo Stella ataletwa na marafiki wake. So like 3 of them who are there, the friends of Stella, you'll bring her on. As the music comes on, you just come right here. Pamoja na yeye. DJ, it's your time as we invite Stella. Let's go. Haya, tusimame tu invite Stella. Kila mtu asimame tu. That honor ya daktari wetu. Haya, friends of Stella wanaweza karibia. Haya. Haya. Friends of Stella wakaribia sasa. Yes.
Everything put your hand go up.
Dance kidogo.
You say go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. You never go boss. You say go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Every hustler doesn't pay. Where the hustle go come to pay. Your body no go take. Amen. If you don't follow to your own, God's love will do your own. And flesh will come on. Amen. Amen. If you believe it, say amen. If you believe it, say amen. If you believe it,
Wapi makofi ya daktari. Kabla hujaketi chini DJ. Kabla hujaketi chini. Nataka tu tuseme hivi kwa sababu hii ndio unajua ile wimbo iko kwa Stella. Nataka tuseme pamoja, amenitendea. Amenitendea. Amenitendea.
Amenitendea.
Kweli Manueli amenitendea. Kweli Manueli
Amenitendea.
amenibariki.
Amenibariki.
Oh, amenibariki.
Amenibariki.
Kweli Manueli amenibariki. Naye Manueli
Amenibariki.
naye amenitendea.
Amenitendea.
Naye amenitendea.
Amenitendea.
Kweli
Amenitendea.
naye Manueli
Amenitendea.
yeye wa ajabu.
Yeye wa ajabu.
Yeye wa ajabu.
Yeye wa ajabu.
Kweli yeye wa ajabu. Kweli
Yeye wa ajabu.
tupigie Yesu makofi mazuri. Now tunaweza keti chini. I want to make sure the mic is good. Yes. Before the friend goes, utatusalimia kwanza tafadhali before you go. Yes. Tunaenda itakuwa sasa ni grand yake itakuwa ndio tamalizia, si ndio? So you can say hi to us, just one to us. You're standing there. Oh yes.
Hello everyone. My name is Mary Manzia. I am Valentine's very close friend and Stella's close friend as well. And the whole family at large. We used to live in Jamhuri together. I am an optometrist as well. Did my master's in London, so I'm very, very proud of Stella. I think we have been talking about optometry ever since she joined last year. But I work at JAF's Optical Center. Maybe some of you may know about it. Yes, I'm very privileged and honored to be here to celebrate Stella. Stella, we're very proud of you. And thank you so much.
Wacha nitafsiri kwa ule hajasikia. Amesema ya kwamba Stella amejaribu sana. Thank you so much. Tupige makofi tafadhali. Asante sana. And without further ado, this moment we want to give the chief guest. Atuambie hajani, atuambie venye anasikia vile mmekuja. She will say all that. But ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for her? Are you ready for her? I'm introducing to you the one and only. Oh, Kofi, unajua hii maneno. Aha. Oh yes. Wow. All right. Tuko tayari? Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Oh. All right. Okay. I can see Val, sister is sister. Hey, anasema I'm going to make it work. It has to work. Anaitwa wakili lazima take next to you. Dr. Stella Kariuki, makofi. Karibu sana.
Praise God again. My name is Stella Kariuki. Stella Wanjiru Kariuki. Wow. Yani nimefanya watu hapa I think leo. I'm so excited anyway. Thank you all for being here. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God. People ask me, how do you do it? I'm like, God. I mean, I don't know myself. I'll be on the stage. So Mary is my mentor. She's my mentor. What I graduated in is BSc optometry, and that's how I got into it. When I was young, about 10 years old, she traveled to Manchester to do a degree, and she came back one holiday. She was like, so do you guys know, like, I live in Manchester. So with the accent, I was like, wow. So that's what she does there. And I thought about it. And I remember when I was in class 5, I used to get a lot of allergies. Now I've learned it's called allergic conjunctivitis. So I'd get allergies in my eyes and I'd have drops. So one time, that took me to the hospital, and because of the same issue, and my eyes were tested. And that's how I got glasses. I want contact lenses, but I wear glasses. And I got glasses, and I was like, so this is how, even though unafaa kuona. So for many years, I didn't know the world is meant to be this clear. And I thought, okay, this is an issue that, is happening, and this is something that needs to be changed in Kenya. I can in Kenya, and that's how I got into it. And after that, I did my Form 4, and I thought, okay, I might actually do this optometry. Maybe I'd gone to Manchester and she had come back and she'd done it. So I thought I might actually do it. And I remember going to Dad, they didn't know how to pronounce optometry then, and I said, this is what I want to do. They called it everything, optometry, walita kila kitu, and I told them, this is what I want to do. And my first step in getting there was to do a foundation year. So in Kenya we do 4 years, but to study in different countries you need sort of 6 years of high school. So I was at O levels and I said to get to A levels. And so I told them, okay, we can go to this school called Brookhouse. Where? And I remember we went and, inquired it, and I remember we went back to Motorang. It was me, Mom, and Dad. And then Mom was like, your school fees me how much? I had to write it down. And I wrote it down. I actually, there are just some things you don't say. And they looked and they, I like how Mom says, tutaombea. That's what she said. I just like that. Like, don't worry, tutaombea. And that's how I did my foundation year. I applied to Bradford. I got accepted there, and then that's when I went. I remember before I went is when I met Dr. Molly's family, and they gave me tips on everything. I remember one tip that we find very useful is I can't eat my food there. I do not eat food from there. So before I go, I'm leaving soon. Mbosho zimeboiliwa, kamande, vegetables. I actually carry my own food. The bags you can pack your food, and I carry all my frozen food there. That's one trick they taught me, and I do it till there. And they gave me very many tricks. And I was with their daughter Joy, who was also moving to Bradford, got there. And my son Daniel, who had been studying there, and they've been my friends ever since. If I look back, they've really held my hand, and some of my other friends. A lot of them are still back there, studying, working, and we thank God for that. So I would like to talk about, before I left, once again I called you guys and you came, and my word before I left was Ephesians 3:20. That was, God can be immeasurably more. And that is what I've carried. I would really like to tell you guys what I've done. It's just, God said in the Bible, I can do this. And I said, okay, God, I'm imagining myself there. So if I'm imagining myself there, you can do more than that. That's all. Those are the conversations I have with God. And that's what I've done. Just believing in God and having that dream. Imagining is a dream. Having that dream, like, I want to do this, and that's how it's worked. So I'll just tell you a few stories and a few things that I've picked up when I'm there. Let me first explain what optometry is.
Very
yes. So optometry, essentially the main thing we do is we test eyes. So there's something here, farsightedness, and what we call presbyopia.
So presbyopia is something that many of our parents are dealing with now. It's when you get to 45 years, you sort of need glasses for reading. So that's the main thing we do. But we also do quite a bit of anatomy because with eyes comes very many diseases and all that. So that's what we do. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. So that's essentially what my day-to-day looks like. Giving glasses, conditions, referring to the hospital, speaking to the hospital. Sometimes I do offer treatments depending on how much my training has got me. So I do offer some treatments for eye infection. I do a bit of small procedure, doing things with the eyes there once in a while. So that's my day-to-day. That's what optometry is. Yeah, and I'll just move on. Okay, so a few things I've picked up when I'm there. You know, mom and dad, they sent me there to pick up things and come back, hopefully, yes. So I need to tell you guys what I learned there. One thing that I learned there is, not really learned, I picked up is my relationship with God. I am very, very happy I grew up in a family where we serve Christ and we go to church regularly, and Sunday morning by 9 you need to be up, like, we've grown up like that. And so once you go there, like, no one is going to tell you to go to church, and no one is going to tell you anything. And when I got there, that's defined. Because, you know, you pray and mom is like, oh no, as a family we've come far, but unless you're away from that scenario, you're not going to see it. So when I got there, I got into a church called Life Church. So I was introduced once again by Dr. Mwangi's family, and mom and dad, when they took me there, they saw the church, so it's called Life Church, and that's where I was for 3 years. So with Life Church, I joined YA. It's called YA Life, so Young Adults Life. So I joined it. And so this time I was in university, I was in first year, 2 weeks in, during Freshers Week, they grabbed me and they were like, I think you can, help us build the society in university. And I was like, hey, me, I don't even know how to speak that English. You know, there's an English they speak that. Oh, I didn't know how to speak it. So I was like, oh gosh. And they took me out for lunch and they said, okay, we want you to build the society, in a university, the societies, and we want you to have people involved. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And so that's essentially what I used to do with my free time. When being in YA Life taught me a lot of things. I used to really struggle speaking in front of people. I learned that in church. I really liked doing community work. I picked it up there. So I remember, like, one time my pastor is called Kitan. I'll mention very many people who are not here. So the youth pastor is called Kitan. And she used to always tell me, Stella, I want you to bring 20 people. I believe in you. And I don't even know 20 people because I'm in this country alone. But I'm like, okay. So Bradford University, I'll give you a scenario, it's highly Islamic. So the number of people that are Islamic. So I'm like, how can I find 20 Christians in a university that's like 65% Muslim? And I did that first year, second year, and I remember third year before I left, we hosted a service of 50 people in university. So going there and keeping myself in church essentially is the only thing that has helped me. I have studied, but just keeping myself in that circle, like, it's really unfortunate that some people do think that being young and being in the church is a bit not it, but I'm happy that I got there and kept myself in church, and that's really protected me. During lockdown, so COVID happened and I was there. They provided food for me. The church gave me food every single week. They used to send parcels to my house with rice, fruits. There was no point I used to worry about food because the church, the Life Church there, provided for me. Watch them on YouTube, they're a nice church. So essentially, I would like to tell everyone who's young, you need to find your relationship with God. Know how to speak to God. And being aware, I really learned how to speak to God. Listen to God. Be like, okay, God, what do you want me to do? I don't know what to do. Because mom and dad are not there to tell me. Even then they're like, what are you doing? They call me on video. Now, so I pray to God. Yep. Great. I'll just go to my second point now. Great. Another lesson that I've learned there is, once again with God, today is about thanking God. I really don't have all to say about this thank God. God uses people. I have met very many people that God has used. Some are not Christians. Some, and then, last year summer. So I finished my university last year summer, and I got a placement in Scotland. So I was in England, I moved to Scotland. And I met this lady. So I didn't have a house when I was moving to Scotland. I had needed 3 days. My work had told me, you need 3 days, you need to move here. I didn't have a house. I met this lady who taught me everything. And I've met people like that, like how I met. I've just seen God and He's using people. God is a spirit. And God sometimes cannot really calm down and do it Himself. So He uses people. He's used you guys to pray for me to get there. He's used my parents. God is a spirit. And I'm happy that God uses people. And this is very important to have a good community. Because He will bless you, but He'll use those people to bless you. So keep a good community around you. To anyone who's young, keep your friends are very important. Good friends, not just friends. Very good friends. So the people who pray with you, some people who will be with you. I'll just have a few stories about some of the hiccups that I've gone through there. In my third year of university, we started doing what we call clinics. So first year, second year tunasoma, alafu sasa third year tukaanza kufanya clinics. So England is very interesting. They will not come up and tell you, oh, you black person. They'll just say weird things or act weird. I remember in my third year clinic, there's this child who came and they were 5 years, and I don't think they'd seen a black person because it was during COVID. And they came and they started doing this to me. And they were like, Mommy, why is she like that? That's what they talk. And now, I don't even know I don't know. Those are the things that I go through. I have gone through incidents. Just the other day before I came back 2 weeks ago, I needed to see a patient who had lost vision in one eye, and a patient came in. And my supervisor was like, oh, you need to see a patient who has lost vision in one eye for your records. And I was like, yes, I do. He's like, this man is happy to see you. And so I went, and they usually ask, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, so I live in Dundee. I'm like, I'm from Dundee. They're like, no, where are you from? I'm like, okay, I'm from Kenya, if now you insist. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Kenya. And he was like, oh, he was about 90. He was like, when I was 25, I was sent to Kenya to work at a reserve to take care of black people. So this man was a colonizer. In short, when he was 25, he had come to Kenya to take care of the reserves, Kenyan histories. Kenyans were put in reserves during colonization, and that was his job. And interestingly, this man was very nice. He was one of the best patients. He was very nice. And I remember because I was a bit shaken, and I was like, should I call my supervisor to double check? He said, no, you're a brilliant girl. Don't doubt yourself. And you see, like, God uses people, and these are just the people I've met. I've had incidences where I genuinely did not know what to do. I remember moving from Bradford to Scotland. I genuinely did not know what to do. I did not have a house. I was moving to Scotland. I moved to Scotland in August. I had no friends. I had no house. And God just used people. The next thing I'd like to talk about is family. Oh gosh, my family. I thank God for my family. My family have helped me. My family are everything. Yeah, so I went there and learned how important family is. Dad always tells us, your next of kin. When it happens, it's your next of kin. I'm so grateful that I learned how my family is. And there are things that, Dad always says, huku hatufanyangi hivyo, ama huku ndo kunakuanga hivyo. Those are things you carry. And then, like, for people who are parenting, that's all your kids carry. What you teach them, that's all they carry. When I went there, I was like, okay, I'm in a house alone. Sasa kwetu tunafanyanga aje. Exactly what mom does is what I do in my house there. Going to church every week, that's what I do there. How I arrange, that's how I do that. Like, you pick up everything from family. And I'm so grateful for my family. They have sacrificed so much for me to be there. They've shown me so much love. I am so grateful for them. And especially mom and dad, they have sacrificed so much. I don't know if you people know, Dad has driven us to school ever since we were young. So next year is his last year because the man is finishing class 8. Dad, every single morning, ametupeleka shule, from Valentine to Bernard to me. It's a sacrifice, and I'm so grateful for them. I'm so grateful for how they've raised me. I'm so grateful for the sacrifices. Sometimes, my pocket money used to come in on 10th. And if not for the weekend, it was tough because it takes 3 days for money to come. So sometimes I'd call Dad, I'm like, especially during COVID when things got hard, I'm like, Dad, it's 9th. Like, imefika. But imagine he'd still always send money. I am so grateful. There was no time I had to go and be like, you people, my parents have left, because this has happened to so many of my friends who are there. They have parents who are very well off, but they just don't care. So I've had friends who just don't have pocket money, and it's very scary to be in a country alone. You don't know anyone, and the people there, they're very individualistic. Hakuna mtu atakusaidia, like ni shida yako. They're not like, Kenya is very community. It's very communal. And that, showed up. I've had friends who, their parents were not really showing up, and Dad and Mom have really shown up for me, and I'm so grateful for that. And my last point is putting effort in all you do. I think God is first, but effort is second. You have to put effort in all you do. This is the young people. You just can't say. You can't be like, sometimes I find myself doing that. I can't be like, oh, I want to be the top in my class and I don't do anything about it. I remember like Maggie and Imani, I spend time with them now, and Imani is telling me, I want to do this, and I'm like, what have you done to do that? That's called discipline. The only thing that has taken me through that is discipline. You can't say, I want to lose weight, have you gone to the gym? I want to become, I want to buy a piece of land. Are you saving? No. So the only thing that has helped me, two things that have helped me, God and becoming disciplined. There is no course that is easy, there's no course that is hard. It's all effort, especially university. People are like, oh, Stella, umefanya you daktari because you're smart. No, it's effort. Because there are people who are smart. If you don't put effort, you can't get there. So to like all the young people thinking of doing university, put effort. Everything is effort. I have my points here. Yes. So once again, to my siblings, I'd like to thank my siblings, my older siblings. These people are stars. They're my older siblings, Valentine and Bernard. These people are stars. Let me tell you, these people are stars. The way I'm here is because I look up to them.
Wow.
They are, wow. I look up to them. I look up to Valentine. She works so hard. She's very disciplined. Same thing with Bernard. And they are very caring and they always protect me. And they always call me on the side. They're like, how are you? Are you okay? They're literally everything. That's what I was saying, yes. So my older siblings are stars. I've missed all their graduations because I've been there. But congratulations to them as well. They work really hard. They've really taken care of me. In a family, that's something family is important. You look up how your first you look at your parents and then your firstborn siblings and then it goes like that. So thank you to them. To my other siblings, they always put me on check. They're always like, so you get me this. And they send me lists on WhatsApp. They're like, when you come, I want a pink dress with this stuff. They feel like I need to, they have like a whole list. And I can't do that if I don't work hard in school and save money and, get them to serve. To my other siblings, I would like to thank them so much. They're very caring and for me. They're very caring to me. I would like to thank Tumaini. Those are people who pray with much. Tumaini Church, Inner Healing, Fascinating Womanhood. These are people who pray with Mom. I remember during lockdown, Mom used to make me join their meetings to pray with them. And she's like, I don't know how to use Zoom. Then I used to join the meetings and I'm like, oh God. But they really helped me. I don't know if they know. Mama and Emma, you guys really helped me during lockdown when I was joining those Zoom meetings and praying with these people and trying to control Zoom from my end. And everyone from Tumaini, even to go to church there, they're like, they ask me that, what church do you go to? And I go to PCA, I'm very proud of where I've come from, the church I've come from, because that's why, you start when you're small. I joined teens, I joined youth, I joined brigade, like that. I joined everything and I went for all the camps. And I'm grateful that these people have prayed and have been with our family. I would also like to thank everyone who works at Motorang. I know they're all sat there. These are people who work with Mom and Dad. I started my job, this is the first full-time job I had, and showing up every morning, I'm like, oh gosh, wow. Wow, showing up every morning. So the people in Motorang, they show up every morning, and guided by Dad and Mom, they show up every morning and they work. And I'm very thankful to them as well, with Bernard who also helps them there. And I would also like to thank all the friends and family. You guys have prayed for me. You have been with me, and I am so grateful. I would really like to stay there, but hopefully I'll come back and give back to you people because you guys have prayed for me. You've given me pieces of advice here and there. I have to come back and give back to you, and that's all I can do. I don't know. I can't come and personally give you all money because I don't have a big salary like that yet. But what I can do is come and serve you.
Yeah.
So when I'm back, mini daktari wa macho, ukiwa na shida ya miwani, come to me. I'll help you that. If you have anything, your vision is blurry, you can text me. I can give you advice on the side. Yes, those are my words. Yes, that's all. That's all I have to say today. Thank you.
Amazing. Makofi ya daktari. Wacha nikiwa kwanza kukaribia hapa to tap the anointing, the doctor anointing, yeah? Congratulations, Stella. Amazing. Wasn't that an amazing speech? Why don't you clap for her one more time? Amazing. I want to invite the family, please. Come join me.